Hey everyone, this is William Jackson coming back again talking about STEM. In the previous video, I talked about the S for science. Today it's going to be the T for technology. And there's a lot of technology that's out there, and our youth, teens, and young adults need to understand that using technology is more than just creating TikTok videos and more than just wanting to be YouTubers and more than just wanting to do the things that they think are just enjoyable. There is serious work and research involved. One of the areas I'm going to touch on is robotics because it's influencing the lives of people even as I speak. We all hear through the news media how Amazon is using robots to replace humans. So this is not really nothing new that hasn't been heard before, but at the level it's being integrated now for technology in the form of robotics and AI, augmented reality or artificial intelligence, and VR, virtual reality. Systems are replacing humans at some really important areas of service to people through the different companies. There are a lot of companies out there now that are taking it to the next level or to the next extreme. If you go visit a Amazon factory or warehouse, and even maybe a factory too, you'll see a lot of robots doing a lot of work. And since I've been taking this Industry 4.0 course here at Florida State College of Jacksonville, I have learned so much what runs and manages the technology. And sometimes it's no fault of human beings, but just the fact that people are not working in those service areas. So the next best thing is to get those things accomplished are to create software that will run the robots. So the robots are either be autonomous or robots will be working next to humans. And it is important that our young people understand that these are the careers of the future. And it's only going to get more integrated into technology being a part of the human existence. We see different things in movies now. I reference to the students, if you ever watched the movie I, Robot with Will Smith, how technologies like that are in existence today. There are other movies that are out there that one, for example, on Disney, The Winter Soldier, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, there are certain elements of technology that are in there that are being used in society, and there are others as well. This is why I encourage the young people, youth, teens, and young adults, if they're watching a movie, whether it's a Disney movie or a Marvel movie or whatever you have, to don't leave when the movie is over. Sit there and look at the credits as they scroll by and look at the different careers and the different positions that people have that created that movie. So you'll have animators, you'll have different areas that require technology. And it's important that our young people see the names that are on a lot of these screens are foreign names. And it's not that they're any better than Americans, but those individuals have taken the time to go to school or to get their certifications or to take the appropriate tests or to teach themselves those skills and to network in that environment that they're working in. And these are the key things that young people need to learn in programs like Data Busters and like Gear Up and the other programs that are out there. And these are the things that parents need to get their kids involved. Yes, some of them are expensive. Yes, some of them are costly. But you look at your investment in your children, your investment in education and the future potentials that they can have for careers. When my kids were younger, when Sean and Shay was younger, I used to take them with me to technology conferences when I went to speak. So they could see how technology is changing, how people are using tech, how people are working with tech, not just the coding aspect. Coding is important. That's one of the areas we engaged in with the Industry 4.0 training these last several days. but other avenues of how do you work with computers? How do you coexist with computers? How do you coexist with the technology? And recognizing that when technology is advancing, to rebrand yourself, retrain yourself, remodel yourself, and to find another area that you can be successful in. We talk to our young people consistently about, the jobs that they're going to go into, but you always have something to fall back on. Well, I like Denzel Washington's terminology. He said to fall forward, not fall back. If you're going to fall forward and go into something that's new and different and exciting, and technology is an area where there are not enough people that's trained in the United States to handle all the technology jobs and careers. Cyber technology is a robust field that many can go into. You don't have to be the smartest person on the planet. You don't have to know a lot of math. You have to be good at looking and studying, using cognitive thinking skills, higher order thinking skills to solve problems, to keep people from hacking into a computer system, or if they did, being able to detect that they actually did and how to correct what they did. So more and more we're hearing on the news that ransomware, with people that are hacking in and stealing information, or stealing the access to information, and manipulating power grids and manipulating the oil pipelines. And that's only going to grow even more. And unfortunately, it may get worse. So agents from other countries are doing this to our country, but the United States has to empower itself with the creativity and innovation of the people that are here in this nation to go into those fields. And you see more and more schools, and you wonder why you see more youth, teens, and young adults from other countries coming over here, because sometimes young people, to be honest, in this country do not want to take up those careers. They don't want to be bothered with those careers because they have this false sense that it's going to be too hard, that it's going to require math, and it's going to require some other stuff that maybe they just don't want to take the time to learn. So as I tell the students at school and here, you teens and young adults of color and culture, you do not have time to sit on your behind and wait for somebody to give you something. It is time for us to get up and get going and get moving. Not every young person wants to go to college. Cool, all right? But there are programs that you can get certifications, that you can get licenses, that you can get all sorts of accreditation for you to go in the fields of technology. In this day and age, what's going to happen is if you are not technology branded or recognized or respected, it's going to be hard as heck to find a well-paying job. This is July 2021, and several thousands of people have already lost their jobs because they did not have the technology skills necessary to keep their job. And more you hear in the news about cybersecurity, STEM and STEAM, and those keywords that are associated with careers. We now have NASA, SpaceX, and Virgin Galactic in the space industry, and there are other companies out there looking for people that are qualified to be involved in the commercialization of space. So if you haven't heard it, you heard of it here, because I'm telling you now that these careers are exploding now. The Jacksonville Port Authority, the Jacksonville Aviation Authority, if not within a year or within 2 or 3 years, they are going to have an explosion of technology positions. But in order to get those positions, you need to be certified. You need to have your credentials, or you need to have your degree. So these positions will be open, so people can't complain, well, this person with this accent has this job, or this person with that accent has that job, because they sacrifice to get the education or get the certifications necessary to have those jobs and those careers. And as a teacher of going on 33 years and sharing my experiences here on Facebook and on Instagram and on Twitter, you can see the adaptations of technology. I am not ashamed to say I am 59 years old, and as much technology as I have been exposed to and trying to expose to other youth, teens, and young adults, either through word camps or WordPress or through STEM and STEAM instruction that Aida and I have given freely here in Jacksonville at the local library, in which we will continue to do after it's safe and the pandemic has passed. And also through the school system. Our young people have to recognize that what they are being taught as far as coding, as far as web development, graphic design, and all those parts and pieces that go together, and robotics, are necessary skills so that way they can be productive in the future. Because it is a hurtful thing being a teacher and you're trying to teach a young person something very valuable, and the words that come out of their mouth are, I'm never going to need this. I don't know why you're teaching this. I don't like this. I don't want to be bothered, are hurtful. And you see what may happen to that person in the future when they don't have those skills. So there are hundreds, if not thousands, of teachers, and I'll just say that here in Jacksonville, that are taking CTE courses over the summer, that are taking extra classes to make sure their computer, their technology, their STEM and STEAM skills are at the level that we can be a blessing to these young people here in Jacksonville. And this is just Jacksonville alone. I mean, I don't care what anybody says about the schools. There are some very phenomenal, awesomely talented, skillful teachers in Duval County Public Schools. And there's a testament that each one of them has of the blessings of knowledge that they have taken and shared with their students. But it's the students that need to see the value that what their teachers are trying to share with them. Because to be honest, with the technical skills that most teachers have, they can go out and make several $100,000 a year. But their passion is the young people like myself, and being engaged with them and learning and exposure and project-based learning and robotics and coding and all the things that we try to instill in them for the future. They talk about generational wealth. You hear that consistently, but you can't create generational wealth if you don't have generational knowledge, if you don't have generational skills, if you don't have generational abilities, if you don't have that generational mindset where you can set the criteria or the expectations for your children in the future to be better than you. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it comes down to education. And the technology is there. As I've told students multiple times, they have been blessed with the 3 most fantastic tools in the history of man. One is the brain that God has blessed them with to be able to learn. 2, many students in Duval County Public Schools have been provided a laptop. Now that laptop is about $2,000. And you're like, what, about $2,000? Yeah, the machine itself costs about $800-900. But the software and the capability to access the internet is almost invaluable. So that software that's built in, those productivity tools in Microsoft Office, the Adobe software that's there, and the gaming software can take our students to another level. And I hope I don't sound like I'm rambling. And I wanted to keep this video short, but right now it's about 14 minutes. I didn't intend that. But parents need to understand your children have been given a gift, a blessing. So they have their minds, they have their laptop, and they can connect to the internet. The internet will allow you teens and young adults of color and culture to learn anything in the world to help them be successful, to help them be AB honor students, to help them to be entrepreneurs, to help them to be business owners, to help them to be influencers, to help them to change the world around them and be involved in social issues that many of our youth, teens, and young adults say they wish they could be a part of. Well, you have the technology now to do it. Use it to the benefit of yourself and your community. And I think one of the travesties is when school starts again, how much work is going to have to be done to put these laptops either back together again, to clean them off, clean the dust off, clean the dirt, the grime, because they've either been sitting in corners or in closets or thrown places. And just to show that the blessing of a new laptop and new information and new access can take you anywhere in the world and prepare you for a future in technology. So I just wanted to share some of my opinions again as a teacher. Aida and I try to inspire others with our experiences, with our knowledge. And there are other teachers as well that are doing that. There are other teachers out there that are working at summer camps. There are other teachers out there that are providing workshops. There are other teachers out there that have not had a summer break because they're either taking a class, they're trying to get another certification, or they're working. And teachers need to continue to be appreciated because they are important, they are valuable to the generational growth of families and communities and cities and nations. So I just wanted to share some of my thoughts again. This is William Jackson, My Quest to Teach. Blessings to everyone.